High above the Hong Kong skyline, at the top of Victoria Peak, there is a shopping center that opened in 1993. On September 3rd, the 10 designers selected by Fashion Asia Hong Kong won't walk a stage. Their work goes into Shop 201, and it stays there for 11 days. The parameters of Shop 201 are fixed: 11 days, retail hours, static forms, 9 competitors in the same room, no models to provide movement or context. The common read is that Hong Kong still hasn't built a proper fashion week, but the organizer describes the exhibition as a way for the public to appreciate craftsmanship and exquisite details closely. That is a viewing protocol, a specification as rigid as any technical drawing. The retail unit functions as an architectural constraint, forcing design choices that must be settled in the concept phase before anyone cuts a pattern. Look at the spatial reality of a traditional runway. For the audience in the rows, the primary viewing distance resolves at roughly 12 meters. This is a kinetic environment. The audience has only 12 seconds to process the garment, the silhouette, the color, and how the weight moves. Designing for a 12-second window rewards styling. You prioritize the macroscopic, the way a heavy fabric swings or a bold color catches the spotlight. In Shop 201, that 12-meter gap collapses. The viewing distance settles at 40 centimeters. The time constraint also shifts. Instead of a fleeting glance, the garment must endure close proximity scrutiny for 11 continuous days. At 40 centimeters, the viewer sees the engineering. They see the seam allowances, the internal facings, and what the inside of a sleeve says to someone leaning in. Without a body to provide tension, the designer has to engineer how a shoulder holds its exact shape on a static form. It is a problem of structural integrity rather than movement. Static proximity removes the cover of kinetic styling. It exposes the raw, underlying construction of the object. The Hong Kong Design Center views a garment not as a performative art piece, but as a functional product. Their taxonomy formalizes this. Fashion and accessory design sits beside product and industrial design, with subcategories like functional apparel. This makes the garment a portable unit. Success requires crating and shipping it to Shanghai Fashion Week, where the environment changes again. In a second venue, the object must be self-explanatory. It has to succeed without your original casting, lighting, or soundtrack to guide the viewer's reaction. Treating a garment as a product forces the designer to rely on physical construction to communicate value, rather than external atmospheric aids. You cannot add the quality required for a 40-centimeter viewing protocol at the end of the process. It cannot be faked with clever styling on the day of the show. These structural realities must be solved in the concept phase. The seams and the geometry are locked in before the first sample is even made. For a professional designer, the physical viewing distance and the duration of the display are the primary inputs. These details supersede decisions about silhouette because they determine if the object will hold up under scrutiny. The venue's address is the unwritten design brief. Success depends on maintaining this level of object consistency across every venue and every viewing angle, a challenge that requires solving for drift and precision before production begins. This is why design teams use Depix. It provides the design intelligence to visualize and refine these rigid physical specifications long before the fabric is ever cut.